Hey everybody, welcome back to the farm. Well, the trip home from Ohio was uneventful. We didn't have any rain and it was pretty smooth. Titus over there kicking a stall. But I ended up, as you see from the thumbnail, I ended up coming home with something, and it wasn't intended, it just kind of happened. And I'll tell you the story, and then we'll go see them. What ended up happening is she came through with her foal, and her foal was only 3 months old. And it hadn't weaned yet, so they couldn't sell the foal separately. So they were selling her with her foal, so it was a 2-for-1 deal. Well, then in the middle of it, they said that she was bred back to the exact same stallion for a foal in June of 26. So it was a 3-for-1 deal. And I was just watching, and as the bidding got going, it stayed relatively low, and I ended up jumping in because it was so low. I don't have my other brush. I need my other brush. I need her mane and tail brush, and I think it's in the back of the Kawasaki Mule. But the bidding stayed low, and I jumped in, and I had a limit. I wasn't even intending on buying, like I said, and I jumped in and it just stayed low. It never got high. And he hammered it at, said sold, and I was a winning bidder. So I came home with a 3-for-1 deal. And for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. The girls in the opening scene were Jean and Grace. They're my 4-year-old Percheron mares that are both in foal for April of 26 to a registered stallion. And then this is Max here, Maximus, and he is coming up on 18 months. We'll be gelding these boys in January. So let me take you over to Titus real quick, give him a real quick brush. I've already done the majority of the brushing before I got you guys on channel. But let me go hit him real quick with the soft brush. Hey, buddy. And then I'll take you out there and meet the new girls. But can you believe how big this little guy has gotten? He's filled out quite nicely. He's growing rather quickly. He was just a little squirt when I got him. This is Titus over here. They're real well matched set. They both got blonde manes and tails, and they're mostly blonde in color. He is getting a little bit more sorrel down here. He was a lot more blonde, but he's starting to get sorrel, but he's still blonde. But he was pawing the ground, that's what you heard, and he had dug a hole. He was digging his way to China. He doesn't like his food in a trough or in a bucket. Initially, I put it in a bucket, and he would knock the bucket off and get the feet on the ground. And then I put it in a trough like I've got the girls over here, Jean and Grace, and he doesn't like it in there. So he was pawing at the ground. And if you look, down there, you can see the mat. And the mat's kind of black where he's been pawing. But after he paws for a little bit and realizes that the food ain't gonna come off the wall, he stops and settles in and eats. So, like I said, I wasn't intending to buy anything. It just kind of happened. And the couple that was up there, or the couple that bought my maroon wagon this time last year, actually, they were up there for the second time. So I hung out with them in the spring of last year, or I'm sorry, the spring of this year. Hey. I hung out with them the spring of this year, and then they were up there again, so I hung out with them again. Really nice couple, really enjoy them. And they had their horse trailer up there, so they were like, hey, if you get that horse, we'll take it home for you. So they brought him home and brought them home, and then I went over there and picked him up the next day on, I guess I picked him up Sunday after church. Yeah, it was Sunday after church, and brought him home. And they don't get to the boys and the girls. I don't want the boys and girls running mama with the baby. So they stay in paddock 1, and then I bring them over here and feed them. Hey, bring them over here and feed them after these guys get done. But this is Max, and I'm surprised at how big they've gotten. I don't remember Gene and Grace getting this big this quick, but I guess they did. So this is Bess and Bit, and the flies are attacking her face big time. I've got fly traps out, but I don't know, something about her face. They love her face. But Bess is a 9-year-old pull-and bred grade mare. And she has got this little 3-month-old filly. Come here, turn around and let everybody see you. This 3-month-old filly right here, this is Bit. I've been calling her Little Bit. She will be weaned in late November, early December. And she was sired by a registered pull-and bred stallion, Ardaby Bugle Hardy. So like I said, when they went across the block, it was mama and baby selling as one, because this little baby hadn't been weaned yet because he wasn't old enough. And then they made the announcement that mama was bred back to Ardaby Bugle Hardy again for June of 26. So I just kind of saw 3 for 1 and thought that it would be a good investment. Now mama is just as sweet as she can be. She is broke to everything, all the equipment. She's broke single and double. She'll drive on either side. Nothing bothers her. She's just a big old teddy bear. And Little Bit here just doesn't care about anything. And mama doesn't care that you're rubbing all over her. She's not protective of her at all. And this little baby has already learned what butt scratching is. She hadn't tried to kick out at all. It lets me handle her legs and her tail. Titus and Max, boy, you got behind them and touched them and they would kick. But this mama is not protective of this little baby at all. And I'll show you a clip of yesterday evening when I was leaving. This little baby was all the way up at the water trough up here. The kids were all up here. And mama was all the way up there at the street, couple of hundred feet away from her. and didn't even care. All the kids are up here with the brand new baby bit. And Mama way out front, not even concerned that her little baby is away from her. Little baby just turned 3 months and not even weaned yet. Already eating pasture on its own and already drinking water. Won't be long before she's weaned. So this little baby's almost weaned. It's eating grain on its own. It's eating grass on its own. It's drinking water. But Mama's still producing milk, so Mama wants her to nurse. Her udder's pretty big. But Mama is just as sweet as she can be. So like I said, I know you can't see me right now, but I gotta brush this over here. I'll just let you look at the horses. I'm gonna back you up in a minute where you can see her whole body and her legs. She's a little light. Let me look at your tail, honey. Come here. Okay. Mama's a little light. She needs to put on a few groceries. I think the baby sucked her down, and I think that the guy that had her up in Pennsylvania, the Amish guy, he owned the stallion. He owned R2B Bugle Hardy. Her mom was for sale as well. Her mom had a brand new foal, and her mom was bred back to R2B Bugle Hardy. So I could have bought her as well, but I wasn't intending to buy anything. But this little foal is going to be for sale as a grade, little filly. Most of the time when foals are for sale, they're colts because they want to keep the fillies so they can breed them. But she's going to be for sale at the end of November, she's actually for sale right now, but she won't be available until the end of November, beginning of December, once she foals. I want to keep her with her mom as close to the full 5 months as I can. She's listed on Equine Now, and then she's listed on a couple of horse forums on Facebook. But if you're interested in her and you're a serious buyer, my email's in the comments down below, and you can send me an email with your name, address, and phone number, and I'll call you back. I'm not going to answer in the comments how much she is, because people that ask how much, they're just tire kickers. They've got no intentions of buying a horse. They've never owned a horse in their life, and by you sending me your name, address, and phone number, it'll weed out the majority of the tire kickers, and I'll call you back. But let me back this camera up so where you can see their full bodies. They're both long tails. She's got stockings on the back. Kind of looks like a Clydesdale right here on the inside. And then her legs are, thank you, honey. And then her front legs, you can't see because of this little nut job right here, but her front legs are just kind of cinnamon. But they both have a huge blaze on their face. Let me get on the other side. They both have a huge blaze, and I just fed them on the ground right here. I didn't feed them out of a bucket or anything. I just put their grain on the ground, and they ate every bit of it gonna have to get some hay out here pretty soon. Getting pretty dry, even though it looks like we got a lot of grass. It's getting pretty dry, so Mama needs to gain some weight. So I have to give her some hay. I don't know what the end result for her is going to be, for Mama. I don't think I'm going to keep her long term. I think she's probably going to be for sale as well. But she's just got such a good demeanor that, and she's so well trained, and she stands so good. It's hard to get rid of a quality horse. But I didn't buy him with the intention of keeping him, so I don't think she's going to be real long term. So if you're interested in her, if you're interested in Bess, Mama, you would be buying her in foal. So, and it'll be the full sister or brother to Little Bit here. Isn't that right? Huh? Don't nip me. You can get her ears. You can do whatever you want. She doesn't care. I'm all up in her poll, up in her ears. She got a cockleburl in her ear right here. I'm gonna have to get the scissors and cut that out. And she had a Bess had one in her feather down there on her front leg. Had to cut it out, but at the time I didn't know that Little Bit had one. I don't know if that's what they're called, but that's what I've always called them cockleburls. The only time I ever get into them is when we go to the beach, and I don't know, you get up there in the sand dunes and you get them little oval shaped prickly things on you. This little baby, I'm telling you, just the most lovable thing. I go walking off, she'll just follow you. They just both, hey, you're not talking, so leave the mic alone. If you remember when I got Titus and Max, they were unhandled. Well, the Amish guy that had these guys, he handled them nonstop. And you can just put her little halter right on with no issues. I had, I still struggle to get Titus's on sometimes. Okay, sorry, come here. Here's that cockleburl I just cut out of her ear. All right. She has got some botfly eggs on her, and the botfly eggs are kind of like all over her body. Normally they're just on the inner parts of your legs, but they're all over this girl. And I have trimmed several of them off, and I just noticed that Bit's got some on her too. Hey, get out there. Get out there. What's wrong with you? Get out there. Get out there. Get out there, you little nut job. Get out there, you little nut job. Come here, Mama. She got bot flies up here on her neck. And I know they itch and she can't get to them. but she is just a really good girl. Hey, 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 little turkey butt. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you, man? Huh? What's wrong with you? You little squirt. You little squirt. Would you knock it off? Would you knock it off, please? Would you knock it off? Not bite it off, knock it off. I'm just using a botfly comb to comb these eggs off of her. If you don't know what botflies are, they pretty big fly that lays its eggs typically on the inside of your legs right up here. And I've combed the majority of them off, but they itch. And so the horses bite at them to get rid of them, and then they ingest them. And when they ingest them, they incubate in the horse's digestive tract. And then they come out in the manure. She's backing up. She's wanting me to stay up here on her face. But then they come out in the manure as a larva, and they form into a complete fly right after they come out in that hot manure. And the whole cycle starts again. It looks like they've got pollen on their legs, but they're really botfly eggs. And you use a botfly comb. It looks like this. It's got a serrated edge on it, and you just comb them off. And then you've got a little point right there where you can kind of concentrate. Do you like all that grooming I'm doing on you with my botfly comb? Huh? Hey. Hey, Peanut, knock it off. That's what I should have named you, as Nut Job. So Bess was her name. Bess, honey, I got to get to your back legs. Oh, wait, hold on. You got lots of botflies right up here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bess. She wants me to rub her face. Bess was her name. Hey, Bit. Bess was her name. And Bit didn't have a name, so I named her Bit up there at the auction because I just thought it was fitting. And I've just been calling her Little Bit. And I don't know if I said it, but Bess is 9 years old. And she is worth as much money as she is going to be worth right now, especially since she's pregnant. So I bought her because it was a 3-for-1 deal, like I said, but hey, don't throw that at me, you turd muffin. But I have got my hands full with Jean and Grace both in foal for April of next year, and Titus and Max. I got to start working with them. Hey, that's my head you're biting. That's my head you're biting. Go on, go on. So, with this many horses and only one of me, hey, with this many horses and only one of me, you're gonna get neglected. Somebody is. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna get this little nut job right here sold off, weaned off, then we'll worry about Bess. We drove her up in Ohio, but there was a lot of people up there, and Bess, I'm trying to get these eggs, honey, so you're just gonna be backing. Whoa. I got to drive her up in Ohio, but I had multiple people around, and I had other horses with foals. You know, she was there with their stable mates that were tolerant of the foal, and we were driving. We had the foal tied up to us, and she was just going with us. But if stop, Bit. If I hook her up here and drive her here, I just don't want to drive in a circle in the backyard. You know, I want to go out on the road, and I know that Bess will be fine with the road, but I already know, oh, I'm sorry, sugar, but I already know that she's a little spooked. This little one's a little spooked. There was a red Dodge that was just parked. It wasn't even driving, and it was parked, and we tried to drive by it, and Bit didn't want to go by the red Dodge. So there's no telling what would happen if a car came by us at speed. I mean, she could break the lead line and run out into traffic. There's just no telling. So I just don't want a chance. I just don't. I'm sorry, I can't keep my train of thought going because I got a little turd muffin back here trying to nibble my shirt. But I don't want to risk trying to drive and have her break away. And since she's not weaned, Mama gets real nervous when you take the baby away. Like when we loaded Mama on the trailer and the baby wasn't on the trailer, Mama was all upset and nervous. And if you take the baby away, you know, she gets concerned and starts whinnying. Hey, she gets concerned and starts whinnying. So I don't think she would do real well if I took her out without the baby. But in a few more weeks, come here, Bet. In a few more weeks, we'll be able to. Come on. Come on, get over here, you turd. You little bum. You little bum. But they're doing real well, and they're beautiful. So that was the surprise purchase. Wasn't expecting it, just kind of happened. Bess and Bit. As always, thanks for watching, and remember who you are. Be kind to those around you. Stand up for what you believe in.